Do you know what today is, Steve?
It's Q&A Tuesday, Dad. So I'm lucky to have my dad here on this Father's Day week to answer some of your guys' questions. So let's get right to it, Dad.
Sure.
So Patricia asked, Steven, I have a bed of vinca ground cover under a huge tree. Every year I get raspberry vines growing in it and a weed that has long, thick sucker growth. I usually pull all the weeds out by hand, which is long and tedious. Is there any other way I can stop these weeds from growing without using a spray that would kill the vinca? Thank you for your help. Well, Patricia, as my dad would say, these weeds are very difficult to control and there really isn't a spray out there, so pulling them out is the best bet. But what should she do when she pulls them out?
She should make sure there's no green area left above the ground. The green area is what keeping this raspberry plant going on and on and on. By removing all the green, you'll kill the plant.
So we're going to remove all the photosynthetic area, and over time, hopefully that will kill the plant. So get out there and keep removing that raspberry sucker. I have Sandy Cook here. Are my tomato plants okay? They were planted mid-May and look healthy, but have not grown. Soil was tested at Rutgers. Service and nutrients was kelp meal as suggested. Just added nitrogen suggestion this week. It's been way too cold, right, Dad, for these tomatoes to grow. And what do tomatoes need?
They need warm soil and warm temperatures in the 75, 80 degrees constantly.
So we've had those 50-degree nights. Tomatoes are not going to grow. They'll still be healthy. So what we want you to do, Sandy, is make sure you give them a good shot of nitrogen. That'll really kick them and get them growing. So once we finally get some more temperatures, they're going to take off. So I wouldn't worry too much about them. So I have Erin here. Erin asks, my knockout roses are having a terrible issue with scale insects and is killing parts of the plants. How do I get rid of them and prevent them from returning in the future? Well, Erin, my dad is a rose guru, so what do we do about scale?
Well, scale is a difficult insect to control, and being in a rose bush is very hard. Thin out the inside of the rose bush, let a lot of air travel go through it, and use a commercial spray that's available to you for the scale. It should not happen again.
So the spray that we would recommend you use is called a dormant oil, and what that does is that'll suffocate the scale, and you want to make sure you do that in the evening and when temperatures are below 80 degrees. So get that on now, and I would do 2 or 3 treatments of that a week apart, and that should prevent the scale from coming back. The next question I have here is from Joan. I'm getting a little annoyed. I have planted lots around my home, and each day find that several have been dug up and are laying on the ground with the roots exposed. Plants and pots are also being dug up. I suspect either squirrels or chipmunks are the culprits. Got any advice how to discourage this? Well, you have the nail on the head, Joan. It is definitely chipmunks, and what those chipmunks are doing is eating the roots, right, Dad?
That's correct. They need the nutrition because it's very dry out.
So that's because we haven't had any rain. So to prevent them from keep coming, what could we do to help Joan out here?
That's a tough one. Chipmunks are very voracious, and they'll eat anything. You just have to pray that we get enough rain to keep the plants healthy, and that'll avoid that.
So we need rain, so make sure, so what about using like a deer repellent? I've seen the deer repellents work. You could try them, right?
Absolutely.
So you want to make sure to try some of those deer repellents. We sell something called Deer Off, and I've seen that to work really well, but those are definitely chipmunks. So thank you guys so much for your questions. Make sure you post them below on our Facebook page, and I'll be sure to answer next Tuesday. And make sure you share this with your friends, as I know that they all want to check out our videos. Dad, thanks so much for joining us today, and you guys have a great Father's Day out there.
Give it a little fluff. You're too
like
shadowed.
I have, right? Mine's a little fluff.
Yeah, yours is good. You did hair and makeup before you came.
See that? Good?
Yeah, that's better. Much better.
I'm good. I'm the best. Yep.